So we've had Weird Wolf, Airwolf, Teen Wolf, Gladiator Wolf, well, I'm Exillion, and now it's time for FangWolf. So FangWolf was a fairly early introduction into Galaxy Force. He was basically Sidos's pupil on the planet Animatros. This made a questionable first impression on me, as his teacher looked like a bad fancy dress costume. After playing his part in helping Jack reformat, they pretty much just hang out in the background for the rest of the show, while Jack played Lim every now and again. Well, let's start with the colouring, and I mean it's spot on. I mean, you wouldn't look out of place in a Nashville Predators crowd, but the white and the yellow, which is contrasting the dark blue, it's awesome. You got the usual Galaxy Force Cybertron deal too when it comes to detailing. It's everywhere, and he's got more paint apps than Adobe's back catalogue. His face sculpt is also excellent. He's got this cougar style jaw and nose, which kind of gives him this really cool feral edge. Then there's the light piping, which really is the biscuit in your tea. I cannot fault it. One thing I do find really funny is that one of his arms is a wolf head, making him one of the only Autobots who can physically converse with himself. He'd definitely make a great ventriloquist, and I'm sure it has other uses too. Regardless of what you think of that, he's still a great looking figure. I mean, if you turn him around, there's no real problems with kibble at all. Everything either just folds away or adds to his chunkiness. One thing I don't understand is that if FangWolf looks left or right, he just gets a face full of shoulder. I'd like to see him try and look both ways. I think it's nice that his weapon adds a bit of spice of variety as well. Sword or gun, you choose. His pose abilities is real downfall. He's got no waist and his legs don't oscillate at the hip very much, so he's limited to pretty much forward facing poses, but it's not like he can see sideways anyway. So after a nice and smooth transformation, FangWolf makes a pretty convincing canine, and a plethora of doggy poses awaits you. Just in case the Force chip guy in the sky ever goes on holiday, FangWolf's got his own clip. He's got a nice tidy Force chip gimmick too. If you push the chip into the back of his neck, you get a good look at his dentures. If you want, you can lock his jaw into position too by moving these two pieces of fur on either side of his face down. I do think he would have benefited from blue teeth. I mean, yellow's just the wrong end of the pearl drop scale. Either way, it's not one to pull out in the dentist's chair. Just like your favourite chocolate, he comes in light and dark, and of course there's the inevitable Weird Wolf repaint as well. Both repaints are limited edition, and Weird Wolf is actually a BotCon exclusive, so they both cost a pretty penny. Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of beast formers. In fact, I'm ashamed to say I only own about 3, but there was something about FangWolf that just reeled me in. If you can get him for a decent price, he's definitely worth picking up. He looks great in both modes, and his only issue was a bit of posability. It is kinda lucky he wasn't on Earth in the cartoon though, because that whole robots in disguise thing just wouldn't have worked. Funnily enough, this video was actually my first request, so this goes out to Mark, otherwise known as Ravage1979. Check out his customs, there's a link on the right.